Wednesday, July 1st, the Canada Day cruise at the Manning Road A&W. The front parking lot was filled and a good portion of the back lot as well. These cruises seem to grow in size every year, along with interest in classic cars, resto rods, hot rods, and vintage cars. Even a few new models are starting to show up. We're extremely fortunate here in Windsor and Essex County to have so many car shows and cruise nights right through the spring, summer, and fall. And that speaks well of the people who spend countless hours upgrading their rides and sharing a look with others. Here's a look at the Wednesday night cruise. There's Dave's '64 Ford Fastback. This was a $200 garage find. Some work required, but it was in pretty good shape when found. And there's Jerry and Pete checking out this stylish '34 Ford. Throughout this video, we'll talk with car owners to get some background into their cars. That's Dave's 1970 Chevelle SS. Under the hood sits a big block 454 engine. A sweet-looking 41 Ford pickup. And that's Ray's always fun pickup truck. Thanks for the picture, Ray. This one is for you. Oscar was here with his classic car. Always good to see Oscar. And after a spell away, it's so good to see Jim and Mary back again. That's their beautifully restored 28 Wheelie. Here's a car everybody knows. It's Nick's beautiful 1959 Caddy. I did an interview with Nick about his car, but for some reason it didn't take. Lucy may be happy about that. Nick says dreams of owning this car go back to his teenage years when he worked at a car wash and saw a lot of beautiful cars coming through. He's always wanted to own one, and he's had this beauty for some time. He's dressed it up with a few touches to suit his own personal tastes, and that's all right with us, as our cars are an extension of our own personalities. Well done, Nick. It's a beauty. Nick says he never washes his car, but only dusts it, and it always looks immaculate. Fred is another guy who hardly ever washes his car. His is a fully customized 1947 Chevrolet.
Well, it's got a 73 Chevelle chassis in it. It's got a 350 Chev motor and transmission. It's got a Corvette radiator because of the lowered hood, so it would fit in. It's laying across the front of the car instead of standing up. The roof was chopped. It's got Cadillac interior in it, out of a Nolante Cadillac. And the paint was done on it actually in the 90s, in the early 90s, and hasn't been touched. And I've had it 5 years, and I've only washed it 5 times in 5 years.
Now here's a car that's mighty rare. It's even rare in England where it was made. It's a 3-wheel 1957 Bond MKD completely made of fiberglass. The name may be Bond, but it's far from anything James Bond might drive. It's equipped with a whopping 197cc 8.5 horsepower engine. The owner has several Bond-built cars which show up occasionally at our car shows and cruise nights, but this certainly is a rarity. This is Wayne's newly restored 1953 Studebaker Champion, 6-cylinder with 3-speed transmission and overdrive. There was some work to do to it, but overall it was in pretty good shape. All it took was a little help from his friends.
The car was all painted, and the upholstery was there, but it was all in boxes and bags, you know. And I come home with 34 boxes. I think I should have had 38 because there was a lot of small stuff missing. But I joined that Studebaker Drivers Club and had lots of fun with them guys. And big help from Dave Nada and Dennis Ford and Woody.
Wayne says the '53 Studebaker was way ahead of its time. Looking at this car, I'd have to agree with that. Another car ahead of its time and still a classic today is Ron's 1956 T-Bird. The 55, 56, and 57 T-Birds were Ford's answer to GM's newly released Corvette in 1953. There's Gene's 72 Olds next to Jerry's 41 Dodge. Now here's a car that was hand-built from the ground up. The basis was a Volkswagen. Now let's look at Doug's 47 Ford. It may look like a 47 Ford, but actually it's mostly Lincoln. Here's Doug.
It's got the Lincoln 302, it's got the Lincoln transmission, the automatic overdrive, and the Lincoln interior. But that's about it.
That's about it. There's more to tell. This is far from a 1947 car. It has all the luxury refinements.
Okay, well, we wanted something that didn't look too ridiculous, but I like the idea of the no handles. Makes it really easy to get in and out. You pop the button. The interior is it's all modified. It's got the gauges and everything come from upstate Michigan. The roof's been chopped about 3 inches. All the glass is brand new except for the rear. That's the only glass that wasn't cut. Power seats, power windows, air conditioning.
And a lot more. This is one very nice car. In fact, the entire cruise is filled with so many beautiful and rare cars. A good example is Daryl's Riv that has every option imaginable and a monster engine with factory dual quads. He says it drives like a dream. I believe him. Or how about Mike's 34 Ford? He tells me that years ago this car ran on the track like so many others. Wow! It's hard not to be impressed with the number of incredible automobiles we have right here in Windsor and Essex County. Are you tired of looking at cars yet? Well, you can always click off and come back another day. That's Bob and Jan's car, and Bob built it single-handedly from a basket case. Look at it now. Here's a nice-looking 65 Corvette, and it's just as nice on the inside as it is on the outside. And here's Rick's 71 GTO. Nothing better than cruising with the top down on a nice sunny day. This Chevy pickup belongs to another Rick. What a nice job he did with the restoration. Jim was here with his Chrysler. You can bet he and Pat will do a lot of top-down cruising this summer. Here's Woody's two-door Olds. Jim's 66 Mustang. And this is Scott's 67 Mustang. It's equipped with a 5-speed floor shift and a 305 roller motor. He calls this car Bullet. I wonder where the name came from. Here's Mark's 65 Plymouth Satellite. It originally had a 318, but Mark changed that out to a powerful 440. I'm told some guy named David owns this 62 old Starfire. This was Leo's first time at the cruise with his 72 Corvette. He's got 3 of them of that year. They're all going to his kids. Good to meet you, Leo. I hope you come back again. And this Chevy is anything but a grocery getter. It'll get you over to Granny's Bake Shop and home again in no time flat. There goes Tony and grandson Kriskin in Tony's little hot rod. We're all waiting to see that 58 Eldorado convertible that Tony is restoring. Well, this is going far too long, and I'm sure you're tired of me yakking at you. As usual, I couldn't get all the cars in, but these are a few of them. Beautiful cars, like Roy's 66 Chevy 2 SS with a 327 and 4-speed. Thank you for viewing. I hope you enjoyed. Have a safe summer. And as always, we'll see you at the car shows and cruise nights.